What if time weren't something that makes you grow old, but an energy you can regenerate within yourself? Imagine discovering that the years that passed were never a sentence, but only a program in your mind. Grínberg, one of the greatest researchers of consciousness, believed the body is only a reflection of the mind's structure, and that by changing this structure, we can literally reverse time's impact. The secret lies in accessing a specific inner state where mind and body return to vibrating in perfect coherence. In this state, the biological clock slows down and the neuronal field reorganizes every cell, regenerating what once seemed lost. Today, you're going to learn the hidden technique that can regenerate time inside your body. Grínberg was a Mexican neuroscientist who went beyond the boundaries of conventional science. His goal was to decipher the invisible structure of consciousness and understand how human beings create reality itself. In his research on the neuronal field, Grinberg stated that space and time are not fixed entities, but perceptions shaped by the mind. According to him, every thought generates a vibration that directly influences the body and the way time acts upon it. In experiments with meditators and shamans, Grinberg observed phenomena of internal temporal alteration, states in which metabolism slowed, the perception of time changed, and signs of cellular rejuvenation appeared. For him, when the mind achieves coherence among emotion, intention, and attention, the neuronal field harmonizes, producing what he called reality synchronization. In this state, the organism not only heals, it regenerates its own inner time. Today, we'll explore this theory in depth and learn to apply a practice based on these principles, a simple technique capable of activating the regenerative mind and restoring the natural flow of life within you. For most people, time is a straight line. Past, present, and future follow in an unchangeable sequence. But Grinberg questioned this logic. He claimed that time is not something running outside of us, but a perceptual construction of the field of consciousness. In his words, time is a frequency of experience, an inner movement of the mind that organizes events into a comprehensible narrative. This means that at subtler levels of perception, time can be expanded, slowed, or even regenerated. Neuroscience experiments have already confirmed that the perception of time is deeply influenced by mental and emotional states. When we're anxious, time seems to race. When we meditate or enter a state of flow, it seems to stop. This variation proves that time is not an objective phenomenon, but a neurological response to the state of consciousness. Grinberg took this idea further. If consciousness is the basis of reality, then changing the state of consciousness is changing time itself. According to him, each emotion vibrates at a specific frequency that modulates the neuronal field, the matrix that connects mind, body, and space-time. Emotions such as fear and haste compress the field, accelerating aging and cellular wear. Emotions such as presence, gratitude, and love expand it, creating a state of temporal dilation in which biological processes shift into a regenerative rhythm. This expansion is what Grinberg called coherent perception, a state in which the observer is no longer trapped in the illusion of linear time. In this moment, body and mind operate in synchrony, and the organism returns to its natural balance. When the mind stabilizes, the perception of time slows, and when inner time slows, life is prolonged. Grinberg believed this capacity exists in every human being, but most lose it because they live imprisoned in a narrative of urgency and scarcity. The secret, therefore, is not to fight time, but to change the frequency at which you perceive it. When you enter states of deep presence, through meditation, breathing, or visualization, your energetic field reorganizes. In that instant, the body begins to act as if time were regenerating. It's as if every cell received the command, return to original balance. External time continues to exist, but your inner time begins to obey new laws closer to consciousness than to the clock. And that's where true rejuvenation begins, not on the surface, but in the vibration that creates the body itself. When there is harmony between the body and the field, information flows freely, which translates into vitality, balance, and health. But when the field is distorted by negative emotions, limiting beliefs, or ongoing stress, information fragments, and the body enters a state of temporal misalignment. It is in this misalignment that premature aging and cellular degeneration arise. Modern quantum physics has offered support for this view. Through mindful attention, breathing, and elevated emotion, the mind acts like a tuner capable of realigning the neuronal field. This process not only restores energetic flow, it recalibrates inner time. The body begins to receive commands of vitality and regeneration, as if the cells remembered their original state of perfection. For Grinberg, the body is an extension of consciousness. Aging, illness, and even the perception of time are only temporary distortions of the field. When the mind returns to coherence, the body obeys, and at that moment, time, as we know it, simply bends before awakened consciousness. Jacobo Grinberg said that reality is shaped by attention. Where attention rests, energy organizes. Where attention disperses, chaos sets in. This observation, simple at first glance, contains the secret of regenerating inner time. The body ages when the mind is fragmented, trapped by external stimuli and disordered emotions. But when the mind reaches coherence, something extraordinary happens. The neuronal field restructures, and time seems to slow down. Coherence is the state in which thought, emotion, and breath vibrate at the same frequency. It's the moment when the brain, the heart, and the entire body come into sync, functioning as a single organism of light and information. Modern studies from the HeartMath Institute show that, in this state, heart rhythm, brain activity, and the human electromagnetic field form harmonic patterns that even impact DNA, activating genes related to regeneration and longevity. Grinberg believed this coherence was not only a physiological state, but a dimensional doorway. When the mind reaches total balance, the inner observer is no longer subject to the illusion of linear time. At this point, the body enters a kind of vibrational suspension, a moment in which inner time stops. Metabolism slows, breathing becomes light, the nervous system reorganizes, and the organism enters a mode of spontaneous regeneration. The secret is that time only acts upon what is out of balance. When there is harmony, there is no resistance, and without resistance, time loses its power to deteriorate. This is why, after deep meditation practices, many people report a feeling of rejuvenation and expanded consciousness. They experience a temporal suspension, as if they had stepped out of the biological clock and touched a state of eternity. Grinberg described this state as the fusion between the observer and the observed field. In that instant, consciousness ceases to be a separate point and becomes the very fabric of reality. When this happens, vital energy flows without interruption, restoring the integrity of the neuronal field and reconfiguring the body. The state of coherence is, therefore, the portal where time bends. It's not about stopping the clock, but stepping out from under its influence. It is the experience of the mind remembering its timeless nature, giving the body back the ability to regenerate as it did in the first years of life. Those who master this coherence discover that youth is not an age, it's a vibration, and that time, when aligned with consciousness, stops making you grow old. Jacobo Grinberg said that every human being has the innate ability to rewrite their own reality. For him, the key to this transformation lies in the moment when the mind becomes totally malleable, the moment when consciousness enters what he called the point of absolute silence. It is at this point that the perception of time dissolves and the neuronal field is reorganized. The technique we'll explore now is a recreation of this principle, designed so anyone can experience it consciously. First, prepare the body. Sit or lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and begin breathing deeply through your nose, slowly and rhythmically. Inhale to a count of 4. Hold the air for 2 seconds and exhale gently through your mouth. Repeat this cycle 6 times. This sequence calms the nervous system and induces the brain into alpha and theta waves, the same states Grinberg studied in his experiments on temporal manipulation. Next, bring your attention to the center of your forehead, the point associated with the pineal gland. Imagine a luminous sphere there, pulsing in a golden tone. With each inhale, visualize this light growing and expanding throughout your body. With each exhale, feel it dissolving all tension and anxiety. Now invoke the temporal anchoring phrase by repeating it mentally. Time flows within me like regenerating light. Feel each word as if it were a wave vibrating through your cells. This affirmation acts as a direct command to the neuronal field, instructing it to reorganize biological information according to a new frequency. Then bring to mind a memory of wholeness, a moment when you felt alive, young, and full of energy. See this scene in every detail: the color of the environment, the sound, the scent, the emotion. Stay with this memory until you feel it in your body. This is the vibrational bridge that connects your consciousness to regenerated time. Now, imagine this memory beginning to expand, filling every cell. See yourself living in this state again, not as a memory, but as absolute presence. The more you feel it, the more your body will obey. Finally, remain in silence. Breathe. Let the golden light occupy the space between your thoughts. In this instant, mind and body are synchronized. The neuronal field is coherent. This is where time bends and regeneration begins. Practice this technique for 60 seconds before sleep or upon waking. Over time, you'll notice growing lightness, an expanded sense of presence, and a vigor that seems to come from another plane. This is the body regenerating time, and time becoming a reflection of your awakened consciousness.